Hi, I'm CJ and this is my RC channel. In this video, I'm going to be unboxing a new plane. I bought this through soaringusa.com, and as usual, it is phenomenally packed. There's no dings or dents. FedEx did a good job on the box. Never hurts for your shipper to put fragile stickers on the box. And also it's a very sturdy cardboard, as you'll see. This is a NAN kit. It's a Shadow 2, which is a 3.68 meter carbon fiber F5J power glider. So I had the opportunity to finally buy into the high end of F5J carbon gliders. Everything I've been doing up till now has had bits of carbon in it, but I've never had a full vacuum bagged professional glider of this type. So this is going to be really special. I'm really looking forward to assembling this and flying this. I'm planning to do some competitions this spring. I'll be bringing my other F5J, and this will be the primary. So the other one will just be a backup or for a different class, depending on how things are organized. In any event, let's open this box and see what's inside. I am down here in my kitchen because my work table is covered at the moment. I've been doing some 3D printing with my new Ender 3 Pro. To say I've been doing some printing is kind of understatement. It'd be more accurate to say that the 3D printer hasn't stopped running for more than a few minutes since I assembled it. I'm going to have some neat stuff to show you in that vein. Again, Soaring USA really goes out of their way to do a fantastic job on packing and make sure that your kits arrive in the condition that you would expect them to. These boxes are double thick cardboard, and they reinforce them with wood. It's actually like a 3/4 inch by 1.5 inch piece of wood. So these kits don't come in a box of their own. They come in an assortment of foam wrap pieces, bubble wrap pieces. But we're going to take a look at everything in here. Now, since I'm on the Mid-East Coast and we can get some serious heat in the summer, I opted for the painted wing, which is a little bit heavier than the just straight black carbon fiber. But the advantage of that is that it's less prone to getting overheated and potentially damaging the carbon fiber. Okay, here we have a hardware pack. And it looks like we've got some, yeah, this comes with servo mounting rails with bearings. So very complete kit. I'll definitely have to buy servos that are going to fit this. I was definitely planning on going with a higher end set of equipment to go with this kit. A lot of miscellaneous metal hardware, control rod pieces. And these are the two wing connecting braces. Nice solid carbon fiber. And this is an item that did not come with the kit. This is something they threw in for me. Not as a freebie. I paid for this. Everything this I paid for. I'm not sponsored by Soaring USA, even though I'm definitely plugging them. They are a good vendor. I mean, why would I not? In any event, I wanted to use a particular motor, which I'm going to be getting later, and I wanted to get the aluminum firewall to fit this fuselage while it was in stock, because little items like this, even big items like this, have a way of selling out. We're going to be heading into that season where everyone's trying to get things built for the spring flying season. And I thought I would get ahead of the game a little bit. The Shadow 2 is a very competitive kit. This it's made by the same company that makes the Xplorer series. There's several different models, like the BF, which stands for Big Flaps, and but those are a good bit more expensive, about $1,800. This is about $1,200, and it seems to be one of the best deals out there in carbon gliders. I mean, just food for thought. One of the airplanes I was thinking about buying is the Pulsar, specifically the Pulsar 4-meter compact. And the compact has the advantage that everything breaks down into pieces no longer than 1 meter. So the wing would break down into 4 1-meter segments, and the fuselage is a 2-piece fuselage that you can assemble by using a set screw. And it's a nice kit, but it's not all carbon fiber. It's the front of the wing is a carbon D-box, and the rear 2/3 of the wings, let's say, from the main spar, what would be the main spar rearward, is wood construction. And it's just not going to have the performance of an all carbon fiber aircraft. But it's almost the same price. It's $1,100. And I was thinking about ordering it, and then I thought about it, and I was like, if I'm going to spend $1,100 on a partially wood airplane, why not spend the extra $100, get the Shadow 2, a little less wingspan, but still an excellent overall performer. And it's going to far outperform the, those are our ailerons. Big ailerons. This thing is going to have a lot of throw. There's our wire hookups. The pins for these to anchor into the center section of the wing are already in place. So much of this kit is already built, and I mean the finish on these the NAN kits is just legendary. They make beautiful kits. Everything's already hinged here. All I have to do is put in control rods, mount servos. This plane is going to go together very nice. It's got a very sharp leading edge. Beautiful airfoil. This is just really a work of art. I like the reddish, orangish, whatever. Some people call it orange, some people call it red. I'm going to go ahead and move these aside. I'm not going to pull out the other wingtip. You've seen one. The other one is the same, but opposite. I'm going to go ahead and pull the center section to show you, and then the fuselage. And there is the center wing section. This is just smooth as glass. You look down the length of it, and there, it's just like a perfectly reflecting surface. We've already got set up for wire routing. Those are the points for those anchor pins. I'll go ahead and already set up for a multi-pin connector that will mate up to the fuselage. The wing holes are already drilled. There's so many factors that are just going to make this this build go fast and precisely, because some of the tricky stuff is done for you. Yeah, and with a carbon fiber wing, having these holes sunk in and already drilled for you is really nice. So there's a decent amount of reflex. That's as far up as the flap will go. And the flap can go down all the way to 90 degrees if the servo is set up for that. And we've already got our connector set up there. Just got looks like it's a pre-threaded housing. You just thread a little not sure what you would exactly call it, because these don't use a normal clevis. It's basically using like a brass fitting with a hole in the end, and it's threaded. You screw it into the distance you need, and you're all set. There may be a little gluing involved, but we'll see. Go ahead and tape this back up. Let's have a look at the fuselage. And then, last but not least, the tail section. Now, don't give me a hard time for not having a great opinion of the Pulsar. I actually do think it's a beautiful airplane, and it was, as I said, right at the top of my list until I saw this. In fact, I like all the Pulsars. I think they're beautifully designed. I love the shape of the fuselage. They're just nice planes, but you know, it was a matter of where do I put my money right now, and since I couldn't buy both, I had to make a choice. I really like the idea of the compact. Not that I'm going to be flying around, but if you are traveling to events and you need to get on an airplane, this is not a very practical sized item to put on a plane, because you're basically bringing this box, you know, or a bag, airplane bag of the same size. So I'm just going to be my box on. Shadow. There you go. More nice features. No having to worry about putting in blind nuts. There are brass fittings already in place. The wing is going to set down on top of here, screw down, and it's going to be properly aligned already. There's push rods already installed. At the rear, again, we have blind nuts installed during the molding process of the fuselage, here and here. That's going to allow for the attachment of the horizontal stabilizer, and the rudder will attach here. And the push rod for the rudder comes out the back. There's a simple attachment process there for that rudder. And let's see what we've got under here. This really is just a beautiful finish. So here we have our plastic housings and carbon fiber push rods ready to go. Just got to decide where to place radio equipment. There's a hole drilled here. This is undoubtedly for a ballast tube, which I'm almost definitely going to get. And there's already a firewall in place. I'll have to trim this out to make room for the aluminum one. And let's have a look at the last couple of items. Trying to save some of this tape because I'm going to be wrapping everything back up and putting it in the box until I'm ready to begin the assembly. Now, one of the things I'm doing with my 3D printer, right now I've been running off a bunch of stuff to improve the printer itself, and I sat down with CAD the other day and I designed some wall racks to mount to the wall so that I can hang fuselages and wings. I'm going to make the G-code for those available. I'll be putting it out on Thingiverse, and I'll do a video and let you guys know, you know, where to go find it. So here we have our already hinged rudder. This thing weighs nothing. It's like it's barely even there. It's a foam core and carbon fiber. There's like a quick release system. This is going to plug in, and there's going to be like a pin that just goes into this. As you can see, there's a little cutaway here, and so that's just going to be anchored in place. So it's going to be super easy to remove the rudder. And this is the stabilizer, and it is huge. Not surprisingly, with an almost 4-meter wingspan. Huge, no else. As you can see, Soaring USA does a phenomenal job of packing everything they sell. This is the second one of these big wooden boxes, wood reinforced cardboard boxes that I've received from them. Yeah, some of you may have seen the videos where I've started on the Avia 2.5 meter. That's another F5J that I'm going to be flying this spring. And that I bought from them as well. And I'll tell you what, it's really nice to save these big boxes, because that way you've got an easy way to transport this. If you ever move or are going to an event where you're bringing multiple airplanes with you. Glider bags are nice, but there's nothing like a big box. So we have black on one side, white on the other. And the white is the top. Pre-drilled and countersunk holes. Here are our attachment points for our clevis. And we have already got a carbon fiber clevis glued in place, so there's nothing to do there. It's very nice. So that is the kit. No instructions. They pretty much leave the rest up to you. There's various builds out on forums and whatnot. I don't know if there's any videos on assembling these. I will be doing a full series on this. Not that this is the kind of plane most people are going to have, but you know, this is a great way to get into F5J at a high level. If you want a really nice carbon fiber plane that's got a broad flight envelope, from what I've heard, this is, you know, just as at home, you know, weekend flying at, you know, going out to, you know, a nice big field with some friends as doing competition. So I am really looking forward to this. So I'm going to give you guys the full workup and flights. And I'm sorry I didn't get to do as much last year. Some of you know that I had some health issues that made it impossible to fly. I was unable to see out of either of my eyes. I couldn't drive for a while, nonetheless work on airplanes. But that's all being taken care of. I've got 1 out of 2 eyes fixed, and the other one is going to be operated on shortly. So it's going to be a nice spring. There's going to be a lot of neat videos coming. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I know it's not that dramatic, just watching me unwrap a ton of bubble wrap, but it is nice to see these parts in the flesh. These carbon fiber planes really are works of art, and I've wanted one for a long time, and now I've finally got my foot in the door. Next year I may have to stick with NAN and get an Xplorer big flap. We'll see. There's a lot of things I want to do and a lot of planes I want to build. There's a 1/5 scale or 1/6 scale Sopwith pup that I've been eyeing. It's a really big World War I biplane. It'd be a beautiful kit to build and demo for you guys. So we'll see how it goes. I've got a ton of stuff on the workbench now. I mean, I'm literally loaded with kits. So, you know, as 2020 progresses, I'm going to be just cranking out videos as fast as I can. I'm going to be doing so much building. I've got the laser cutter. I'm going to be doing a custom built glider. I've got a lot of the pieces I need for it already. As far as the long carbon fiber tubes that I'm going to be using for the wing spars. I've got the carbon fiber tail boom. I'm going to be 3D printing some of these parts. So the 3D printer is going to be coming into play there as well. A lot of stuff going on. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please click like and please subscribe to my channel.